guys, this is Kendall Long, and this is Down to Date, the podcast where we bring two complete strangers together to see if they are a match made in podcast heaven. But today we are doing things a little bit differently. We have a guest host, Damian McGinty.
How's it going?
You may know him from the hit TV show Glee or as a recording artist. Welcome, Damian McGinty.
How's it going?
Hey, how are you doing?
I'm wonderful.
You have some big shoes to fill.
Well, I'm kind of scary. Yeah, your shoes are quite big in this. I hear you're very, very, very good, so I'm nervous, but it'll be fun.
So, you know what? Without further ado, Damian is actually going to be facilitating a first date. Well, not a first date, actually. We've been on lots and lots of dates, but facilitating our first podcast date.
That's exciting.
This is definitely, it's our first podcast date.
It's a proud moment.
But this is probably like date, what?
123.
68?
Oh, wow.
All right, so how do you feel about me having control about this? Like,
I love it.
You like it?
Yes.
I'll admit I'm a little bit nervous because I'm used to having the control in this podcast, and so now you have the reins.
You've given up the reins a bit, haven't you?
I have.
That's a bit terrifying.
I trust you, though. I feel like as a married man, you know what it takes to have like a solid relationship, like till the end of time.
Yes, I mean I hope so, but I don't really know if anyone like knows exactly what that looks like forever. Like there's moments that are really difficult and crazy, and like it kind of you have to go with the flow sometimes. So I'm also Irish, so like there's a hint of mischievousness. Is that a word? Is that
yes?
That's a word now.
Yes.
Mischievousness is a word, right?
I would use it.
All right. Well, you're gonna have the Irish flavor in this.
I have
segment,
the Chicago and Irish flavor. I'm the only one without an accent, or maybe I do have an accent. I just don't recognize myself having an accent.
You have a Californian accent.
Californian accent.
West Coast.
Yeah.
We're all representing different areas here in this podcast.
We are. We're a geographical hit in here.
So bring it on, Damian.
Yeah.
Do your worst.
All right. So Joe, I would like to ask you a question, mate. What are your intentions with my lovely friend Kendall here? I've known Kendall quite a while at this point, and I would like to know where you're planning on going with this.
I wasn't expecting this to go this way. Wasn't ready for this to be the first
What are your
question.
intentions, Joe?
My intentions with Kendall Long.
We need a spotlight during this moment just to go right on Joe.
And just a ticking clock. I hear the noise.
I like you said, I mean, nothing is really planned, and I just try to enjoy every day with her.
Yeah.
And some days, we don't enjoy as much. I mean, lately we got in a few fights as of late, and she was wrong, and she admitted it.
Oh my goodness!
So I was
okay.
really
We'll
happy
say that
about
mostly I am right in fights. I will say.
Mostly.
But this one time he happened to be right, so we will celebrate this as long as we need to until I'm right next time.
But my intentions, I mean, I see us getting married in the future.
Ooh.
I do.
Well, we definitely talked about being married.
Answer, isn't it?
Yeah.
I see us, I mean, probably a dog before a kid.
Yeah.
Yeah.
This is true.
I would call that a wise decision. I personally, me and my wife just got a plant at the weekend.
That's a big commitment, I'll have you know.
I mean, it's the first experience at trying to keep a living thing alive. So I see what you're doing with the dog thing. That's wise.
We'll try to keep the dog alive.
It's a lot more difficult than a plant, to be fair.
Kendall was gone for a week. She went to Hawaii.
Yeah.
And we have a plant in the house. And when she got home, she took it out of the pot and flies everywhere.
Yeah, it's true. Okay, the plant died, but Joe is supposed to be plant daddy.
Oh, no.
I'm not a good plant daddy.
Oh, no.
That's how. Hopefully you're a better puppy daddy.
I'm a big daddy.
Oh, babe. This is going to be fun. I can already tell it's going to be a fun episode.
Okay, moving on quickly. So, Kendall, what are your intentions with my friend Joe here? I met Joseph about a year and a half ago now.
Yeah, and
He's
we
a great
golf
man.
together.
We golf
That's
together.
true.
He's as bad as I am, which is very comforting. Well, I'm probably still worse, but what are your intentions?
My intentions with Joe. I think my intentions are to just kind of live every day as it comes, because there's a lot of crazy things that happen in our relationship, a lot of traveling, a lot of different work things. So it's been crazy, but so far it's been the best kind of crazy with him. So I think I definitely see it going towards a marriage direction as well.
That's a lovely answer, isn't it?
I feel like she skated around it a little bit, but she cleaned it up at the end, so I'm happy with it.
So you're
Already
big-
getting critiqued heavily.
Yeah. Well, I mean, what are you most nervous about here? So I've got like a couple of pages of things here coming your way in the next 40 minutes. What are you most nervous about?
Honestly, I'm not nervous at all about anything you throw at me right now.
Ooh,
Because
so smooth.
We're very open. Like
This is
are
true.
honest, and we tell each other everything.
Yeah.
Yeah, we do. We ask each other a lot of really weird questions, a lot of them having to do with questions that come up on this podcast. So I'm really interested to see how Joe answers these.
I mean, Kendall farts in front of me.
Oh,
She
wow.
burps in front of me.
Okay, we are not going there. I don't know how to fart. It's like something that I don't do. So
I don't believe that, Joe. I'm with you. So it's okay.
Everyone farts. You know, you have to.
Everyone
Sometimes
farts.
you just got to let it out.
Yeah.
some people are louder than others, Joe.
Well, I'm bigger. So, of course, my fart's going to be louder.
Oh gosh, this is going in a wonderful direction.
I love this. This is great. It's very entertaining. It's like throwing something in the middle. It's like a grenade, and then it just goes
just
off,
let
and then
it
you talk
go,
about it.
you
It's
know?
wonderful. So story time. So section 1, which is the format of the podcast, is story time. So we're going to get this out of the way. It's small talk. Each one of you has 1 minute to tell each other your complete life story with as much detail as possible in 60 seconds.
Wow.
Okay. Well, we ladies first or Joe first? I mean, I'll let you guys.
Let's let Joe go first.
Joe
I feel
go
like
first?
I feel like he's just itching.
All right. So your life story
Oh, I should have been prepared for this.
in
Okay.
60 seconds.
Yeah.
3, 2, 1, go.
Joseph Anthony Amabile, born Melrose Park, Illinois, borders Chicago, to Joseph and Gina Amabile. My father is a policeman. My mother she was a court reporter, and then she just raised me and my brother and I. I'm actually a little nervous right now.
See,
Oh,
I knew
man.
it. The nerves are coming
Okay,
in.
I have one brother. He's 2 years younger than me. He's a policeman. I graduated high school. I did do that. I didn't go to college. I went to the stock market. I traded in the NASDAQ pit for 5 years. From there, I went to the produce business. I delivered produce to restaurants for 2 years, wholesaled produce to grocery stores for about 2 years, and then I owned a little grocery store for about 6 months. I also did Second City classes. I did improv. I went on Bachelor in Paradise. Oh, I went on Bachelorette, Bachelor in Paradise, Dancing with the Stars, hosted Dancing with the Stars tour, hosted Family Feud tour, and now I live in LA.
Oh
Hey!
my gosh.
That's good.
I was
Thank
impressive.
you.
Okay,
Thank you.
I was like really worried near the end. I was like, he better freaking bring me up in his minute life story, or it's going down.
I don't think I did.
You did. You said you met me, so my name
She's
wasn't
delighted.
mentioned.
That's amazing.
but-
That's great.
That was good.
Yeah.
I got a little nervous at the beginning. I started
good.
feeling like my voice. I'm like, uh-oh, this is not good. I'm
Man,
choking
well,
up.
now the shoe's me on the other foot. I'm actually kind of nervous too because I've never had to do this.
Well, I'm excited. I'm also surprised you got those last 18 months into like 5 seconds because you've had a lot going on.
Yeah, no, I have, and I'm a little upset. You know, I wish I could have done that better, but it's okay.
That's right. We're not going to put
I
it
think you
against
did
you,
good,
babe.
Joseph. I think you did good, man.
Thank you.
All right, Kendall, 1 minute.
All right.
3, 2, 1, go.
All right, Kendall Long, born on August 17th, 1991, to a wonderful lady called Michelle Long and a wonderful man called Bob Long. I have a twin sister named Kylie Long. I have a little brother named Colton Long. I had a dog named Largo, Bimini, Odin, and I went to school in San Francisco. I'm going to skip right to college. I went to college in San Francisco. It was really fun. Loved it. Moved to Los Angeles where I worked in production for a while. I was an art director. And then I went on a TV show where I met the handsome and wonderful... Oh, no, never mind. I went on Bachelor first. Then I went to Bachelor in Paradise where I met the most handsome man I've ever laid my eyes upon. Super sexy. His name's Joseph Amabile. We fell in
like
love.
that.
We moved in together. And since then, we've had a lot of fun going on crazy adventures. And I have 20 seconds left. Wow. I feel like I should add more details.
We keep talking about me.
Joe's great. We went to a wedding last week, which was really great.
Yes.
Joe's best friend,
going.
so it was really
How
fun.
did I look in my suit?
Oh man, he looks so dashing in his
Thank
suit.
you.
And that's all the time we have.
Well, I would just like to say that past minute there is very clear that you lay in bed at night thinking about that question being asked to you.
Really?
'Cause I was-
did you see? She came out firing.
She came out of
Oh,
the
yeah.
traps right there.
Guys,
100 mile
I
an
see so
hour.
many people experiencing
Pets.
this, and I have to.
Rhyming it out. That was
Exactly.
amazing.
Yeah.
I forgot my mother's name. You nailed all your pets.
Yeah, I know. I had to get the pets in there. Pets are a huge part of the family. It's not just the immediate family.
Yeah. Bob as well. I love Bob getting mentioned.
Bob. Hey, you have to mention Bob. My dad, Bob. He's
Quite
the
a love
best
for Bob.
man. Yeah.
Hey guys, welcome back to Kendall Long's Down to Date. I'm Kendall. I'm joking. I'm Damian McGinty. Kendall is here. I don't look anywhere near as pretty as Kendall, so it's okay.
Oh.
So guys, section 2, things you never bring up on a first date. So I've got a jar here.
Yeah, this is the section I'm kind of dreading, only because normally I watch other people
Yeah.
answer these questions.
It's quite nice having the power and not having to answer this. I've seen some of the questions and they are horrific. They're scary.
Oh yeah, there's some pretty crazy ones.
Yeah.
Bring it on.
And Joe's
All right,
ready.
then.
Yeah, I'm ready.
All
I've
right.
been dating this weirdo for over a year now, so
I love
He's
it.
ready to see if there's anything weirder he doesn't know yet, which there might be. Who knows?
Who wants to go first? Which one?
I'll go first.
can't do it.
I'm
All right.
brave. This question is, have you ever been a part of an affair? And I have not been a part of an affair. Not to my knowledge, at least. I usually try to avoid those sticky situations. How about you, Joe?
have I ever been part of an affair? You know it's bad when you have to repeat the question.
Yeah.
In the past, I'm sure I've hooked up with women that have been in relationships because I was single for a while. And I know that there was one girl that I hooked up with that had a boyfriend. I don't know. That's not really an affair, though.
No, I mean, because you never, but
No.
it was an affair to the other person.
Yeah, and I didn't know till after, and it never continued. And I think to have an affair, it has to continue. It has to be somewhat of a relationship,
I
correct?
agree.
That's true.
Yeah, I would definitely agree with that.
So the simple answer is no. I should have said that from the beginning.
But, we got the background history of it, which is good.
It's true.
Now it's Joe's turn to
Right.
feel
Go
the
ahead, Joe.
heat.
Let's see. Have you ever had a threesome?
Oh, gosh.
Um,
I know the answer to this. Wait, you have, right?
No secrets in here. I love it.
If you have to think about it.
No,
I mean,
on the spot.
here. I have not had.
oh, it's getting down.
How
How come all these are geared around sex, first of all?
these questions.
If you rewind 20 minutes,
No,
you'll
I-
remember I asked Joe, is he nervous? And he said, no. Joe, are you nervous?
no, I honestly no. I never had a threesome.
Okay, well, me neither. I'm,
Yeah.
It's too much to pay attention to. I mean,
Yeah.
it's just a lot going on. I
There'd
can
be-
barely handle just one person.
Let's
Yeah.
go one more. I'm gonna go again.
Be a lot of limbs everywhere.
Top or bottom? Okay, so I'm gonna assume top or bottom is referring to sex.
Another sex question, guys.
I prefer to start out on top, and I like to end on the bottom. It gets a little tiring, when you're on top. And when you're on the bottom, it's somewhat relaxing. So I do prefer, I prefer to end on bottom and start on top. I don't mind switching it up once in a while, but for the most part, I like our routine, and I
We
don't
have
like to break it.
a solid routine.
I didn't write these questions.
I did, and I don't know why I did. Have you ever cheated on well, it says anything, but I guess it's supposed to say on anyone. And no, I've never cheated. I haven't really been in a relationship, for like a really, really long time where I would feel like I'd be obligated to have to do something. I don't know how that. But Joe is the longest relationship I've ever been in, and I've never felt why don't we just end it instead of just, doing it.
I've never cheated either,
High five.
Good work.
except when we role play, baby.
Oh, this is gonna be.
Joe, I love it. I love it, Joe.
All right, babe. Why don't you just do one more, just
Okay.
in case none of these are usable? We're just gonna.
All right. Okay.
They're all usable. This is all usable.
Do you have a list of baby names? And the answer is yes, I do.
He does. So when it comes to naming our babies, as I would assume we would have babies together, I think we're gonna name the boy Joe. We're gonna keep the namesake, right?
I believe this question was geared towards me, and then you just cut in and started answering it.
Because it's an us question, babe.
I would say, yeah, I would like to name the boy after my father, Joseph. But there is already 3 Josephs in my family.
That's not obnoxious, though.
Joseph Amabile, there's 3 of us.
That's all right.
Actually, but there was 4.
What happened?
I mean, the other one, he's not alive anymore.
He
But
Can the world handle another Joseph Amabile? That's the question.
But I would be open to other names.
I think what we said is you're going to have the first name, Joseph, and then a middle name would be another name, and then they can go by the first or middle name.
How about a girl's name?
I like Layla.
I like Layla too.
That's my little niece, is
Really?
Layla. Yeah,
Dang it.
she's
Layla's
very
great.
cute. Yeah,
Layla's a
Layla's a
great
great
name.
name.
I like it because of that song. It's like, Layla, got me on my knees. Oh. Now I'm going to think about that whenever I think about my child.
Can't say I know that song.
How about Green?
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 Yeah, Green.
The name? Green?
Yeah, Green.
Nickname could be Gree.
Green. No, I don't like it. Your dress.
I like the name. My dress is green.
Yes.
Currently, for those who can't see it.
I couldn't name my
I'm
daughter
like
Green.
Steve Carell and Anchorman. I
I
just
thought
start naming
Blue.
random things.
I think Blue would be a really cool name.
Blue's cute.
Microphone.
Microphone. Lamp. We'll name our child Lamp.
Lamp Amabile.
Yeah.
It's got a good ring to it, doesn't it? Lamp Amabile.
Am I going again?
I mean,
I don't know if I I can take any more of
Go
these
last
questions,
one.
guys.
Well, we'll go,
All right,
go one
last
more.
one,
We'll go one
last
more.
one.
Oh gosh.
This one is kind of silly.
Ooh.
It's a good
Go
one.
again.
It's just too similar to all the other ones we had. Have you ever had the one that got away? I have her right now.
Oh. Technically, we did get away from each other. Technically, Joe's the one that got away.
Yeah.
What was that? So I'm a avid watcher, but my memory is terrible. You guys were together, and then you weren't for a little bit. Yes, because you played away, didn't you?
Well, I'm going to
sure
blame.
did. She
Right away.
sure did,
Okay.
Damian.
Play it away.
I will blame Joe for this because I technically didn't break up with Joe. He's the one that left. So yeah, technically, I feel like Joe's the one that broke up with me. It just seems like I broke up with him when I just wanted to have a serious conversation.
Who was
about our
involved? Who was the third party?
That is total bullshit, by the
I'm
way.
down
She's
with
just
it.
pulling at the heartstrings of her
I
podcast
remember.
listeners right now.
I do remember that.
But he was the one that got away. Joe was definitely the one that got away.
But you came to your senses.
I came to my senses and I chased after the man.
Like, I can't let Amabile go.
No.
Nice grocery store Joe, and she dumps him on the beach. I'm getting ready to propose, and then I get broken up with
Okay.
the pain and anguish.
Here's
I had
a
to suffer.
question.
It's heartbreaking.
Joe, if we hadn't have broken up on the beach, would you have proposed to me that final day in paradise?
Ooh.
No, because I'm not crazy. No, I probably shouldn't say that. No, I was not ready to propose. I wasn't even really ready to be in a committed relationship with you yet, just because we haven't seen what we were like outside of
And you also lived
a
in
beach
Chicago.
in Mexico, and I lived in Chicago.
Yeah.
So that jar can be a bit daunting, but to lighten the mood, let's play
A game. So who doesn't like a good debate? Do you guys like a debate?
Oh, I love
You
debating.
seem like a very debate-heavy couple.
Oh, yes, we are.
We sure are.
I can picture that for sure. On Monday night, there's nothing better than an hour's debate in the Amabile household. The Long household.
We have had many
By the
a
way, you're
debate.
butchering my last name, Damian. I mean, you are absolutely butchering. At first, I thought you did it. First, I thought you did it as a joke, and then I realized that you're really just butchering it. Amabile. You know, a guy coming from Europe, you should be a little closer.
Amabile. Okay.
Amabile.
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 Amabile Monopoly.
But Amabile.
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 There you go. There you go.
You had to speak it in an
Gotcha.
Italian
There you
accent.
go.
All right, so what I'm going to do here is I'm going to design a topic for you guys
Okay.
to have a debate about. I'm going to give you each a shot at fighting for one or the other. And I would like you to debate over which is a better TV show, The Bachelorette or The Bachelor. So, Joe, you're going to fight for The Bachelorette, and Kendall, you're going to fight for The Bachelor.
Oh, bring it on.
Take it away.
I will definitely say that The Bachelorette probably has the highest ratings, only because I'm sorry.
Well, she
not
already
Bachelorette.
screwed up,
Dang
so I
it.
automatically win the debate.
Bachelor.
Thank you. She won my debate
Both
for
their
me.
names.
That's usually how it works in the Amabile household.
Okay, the names are so close, first of all, so anyone could mistake. The Bachelor, I believe, is the best because, and has the highest ratings because that girl drama is very, very intense. And I think a lot of people watch The Bachelor because of the dynamics between the girls and in the household. I know on my season, there was a lot of crazy things that went down and a lot of different personalities. And yeah, I don't know. I had a lot of fun on it. And I don't know what I'm going to say. I mean, the guy season always ends up being, there's always some kind of fist fight, you know?
That's true.
Some kind of fist fight going on. It gets physical, but girls are more so, they have more of like a different dynamic when it comes to their arguments.
Very wordy, though. Girls hurt with words.
This is true.
Guys hurt with fists. That's what it feels like.
Yeah.
Well, I guess I'll go. And the truth is, you know, it's 2019. And women and men are equal, and as they should be. No, as they should be, okay? And it is nice to see a woman as a powerful
Oh
lead.
man, he's bringing that out, bringing
Okay?
that card
I mean, it's
out.
just the truth. I mean, for years we just sit there and we watch these horrific men just take the lead, and it's about time we have some strong women step up and take the lead in The Bachelorette. And I feel like women get almost stereotyped on that show for being catty, but you really actually see men, believe it or not, end up being more catty than women on the show. So I feel like watching that dynamic, it's special. It's showing us as a country we're growing.
Wow. Wow.
So I mean, I prefer to watch The Bachelorette, and I believe Becca's season, Grocery Store Joe was on it.
Briefly.
Mic drop. No, I have to say,
Yes, one episode.
Briefly.
I have to say that, Bachelor started off as The Bachelor. It was always a male lead. And that's just the OG of the Bachelor franchise.
Well, that's
Bachelor
just the
Nation.
OG of the United States. And I guess if we're going to live by that, then that's not a world I want to live in.
How dare you bring this into it?
I'm sorry, but I want my daughters to grow up in a world where they could be the lead.
I will admit that's a compelling debate, but something you said about daughters, I feel like watching the show with a lot of females on the show, because you really want to have, if you're going to say that you want to have a female lead, you really want to have a lot of female examples. So in The Bachelor, there's a lot of female examples, a lot of ways you can see girls going through different situations, going through different circumstances. On mine, I attested to the anti-bullying and being kind during our debate. So it wasn't really catty, but people learned how to really, come together. I don't know. I feel like Joe really had.
That was horrible.
It was pretty horrible.
That was bad. I'm going to take this one.
Joe, you really did. You did pretty good on the debate. I'll admit.
Thank you.
I mean, wow. Does it always go like that in the?
I mean, it's hard to compete.
Usually.
It's hard to compete with like the strong female lead, like it is, because it is very. I think at least during Hannah's season, and also Becca's season, I loved seeing girls that I had known like really go for it and like really set the precedent for like future bachelorettes.
Yeah. I enjoy watching both of them.
But also Bachelor is next, so we'll see. I mean, we just saw Bachelorette, so in all fairness, the next Bachelor can really be a crazy one.
It could be. I thought Colton's season was good. I think Colton handled it very well.
He did.
Yeah. All right. Well, good stuff. Let's. That was a good debate. Let's cut to a break, and we will be right back.
Thank you.
Picture this. It's what you've always dreamed of. You started your very own business. You are the boss. You are the CEO, my goodness. Guys, you have to do everything. There is so much you have to do, so much admin work. This is not what you first envisioned when you were the boss of your own company. Fear not, HoneyBook is there for you. Okay, so if you've never heard of HoneyBook, HoneyBook is an online business management tool that organizes your client communications, bookings, contracts, and invoices all in one place. This is extremely, extremely helpful. As somebody who has just started a podcast, I know what it's like to be lost in all the busyness of all the things to do, and HoneyBook just helps you organize all of that. It's perfect for freelancers, entrepreneurs, or small business owners that want to consolidate services that they already use, like QuickBooks, Google Suite, Excel, MailChimp. You don't have to change the services you use. You could just put it all in one. It makes it super easy. With HoneyBook, you can automate your busy work. They have easy to use templates for emails, proposals, brochures, and invoices. Like, it cannot get any easier and more organized than that. They also have e-signatures and built-in automation to save you time and get you paid faster. Guys, we want that check as soon as possible. I will tell you, I am probably one of the most disorganized people ever. Joe's nodding his head. He agrees with this. I am definitely very disorganized. HoneyBook is something that just whips my life into shape and just keeps me completely organized. Kid you not, this is so extremely helpful. And right now, HoneyBook is offering our listeners 50% off when you visit honeybook.com/long. Payment is flexible and this promotion applies whether you pay monthly or annually. Go to honeybook.com/long for 50% off your first year. That's honeybook.com/long. So you can't have a first date without wine. I mean, you can't have a second date without wine too, or maybe a third, fourth, fifth. And Bright Cellars is the best place to get wine. Bright Cellars is a monthly wine subscription designed to help you discover new wines you will absolutely love. You take the quiz to see your recommended matches, and you'll receive 4 bottles shipped right to your door. How easy can it get? Each shipment is unique and matched to each member's personal taste profile. It literally gets rid of the hangover headache you have of choosing wine and getting one that's not quite what you thought it was because the label was really pretty. Bright Cellars just completely matches your palate. And the difference between Bright Cellars and all the competitors is their founders are 2 MIT grads with a passion for wine. I mean, talk about a combination. So Bright Cellars is the kind of subscription you want to keep with, because the more that you tell Bright Cellars about the kind of wine that you like, the more it can find the best kind of wine for you. So your taste profile is determined by your initial quiz results and the ratings you give each bottle on your subsequent monthly shipments. So the more you use Bright Cellars, the more that it knows what you like. When it comes to me for wine, I am all about, right now I'm really getting into rosé, but I don't really like the super sweet rosé. I like really dry rosé. And, I can get down with a Pinot here and there, and Bright Cellars knows my palate to a T. So take a quiz to see your wine matches and get 50% off your first shipment at brightcellars.com/down-to-date. That's brightcellars.com/down-to-date. So I'm usually the kind of person that doesn't use deodorant at all. I'm sorry, Joe. He absolutely doesn't like this part about me. But I think after being in a relationship and being in close proximity with another human, you kind of want to get your deodorant game on. And the reason why initially I didn't use deodorant is because there's just a lot of aluminum and bad chemicals inside of it. But with Native, that is completely not the case. It's formulated without aluminum or parabens, so it's good for your pits and also good for the person you are in close proximity to. Filled with ingredients that are naturally found in nature and also not tested on animals, which is something that I am 100% behind. Native is something that's good for you and also good for the environment. It also has free shipping and returns. So, if it's something that doesn't work for you, you can return it, no problem. And it definitely works. Joe can attest to this. Making the switch to an aluminum-free deodorant definitely can be a little bit intimidating. Also might cause you to sweat. So I can attest by this, it definitely works. And there is something for everyone. Native comes in a wide variety of enticing scents for men and women alike. Plus, they release new release, limited edition, seasonal scents throughout the year. So you can kind of switch it up a bit. For me, I got the eucalyptus mint because I was 100% a koala in my past life and I love eucalyptus. I highly recommend this smell, but they also have a bunch of other ones. They have coconut and vanilla, lavender and rose, cucumber and mint, and the one I chose, eucalyptus and mint. For 20% off your first purchase, visit nativedeodorant.com and use promo code LONG. That is 20% off your first purchase using promo code LONG, LONG, at checkout.
Back to this. So we're going to do, because honestly, Joe kind of got a home run in that debate just now. We're gonna try and maybe level a playing field. We're gonna do a rap battle between the both of you.
Ooh.
Joe's intimidated, I can tell. He's wiggling in his seat.
I am not.
This is something that Joe and I do practice quite often.
No, we don't practice quite often. We actually started doing this last night, and I didn't do too well.
Little did he know that he was preparing for the biggest moment of his life in podcast history.
Yep, there you are. It's a bit odd getting an image in my head of you two just on a random night doing rap battles in your home.
We're at the Magic Castle,
We were at the Magic Castle.
Oh.
It started out with
Doesn't
magic
make it any
raps.
better.
Not sure which one's weirder. Anyway, all right, so the topic that I want you to rap about is biggest pet peeve about each other.
Ooh.
This is hard.
Yeah.
I would be. This is called squeaky bum time back home.
Squeaky bum time?
Yeah. This is like where the hard stuff gets out, This is difficult.
This all sounds like potty talk.
Squeaky bum time.
Squeaky bum time.
You can get there. You are. I've left my mark now. Moving forward, section 4 is called squeaky bum time.
Squeaky
All
bum
right,
time.
you ready?
Oh, Joe's gonna bring it out right now. Okay. Oh, he gets the hood on. He's ready.
All I need is one mic.
Oh.
One love.
Should I do like a beat for you?
Yeah, do a beat. Kendall's a mess, especially when she drinks liquor.
Wow.
No, Kendall's a mess. She leaves messes everywhere in the house. She made macaroni and cheese yesterday and dropped it right on the floor. It got everywhere. I didn't even get to eat. No.
This is so true, though. I dropped macaroni and
Yeah,
cheese
you let me,
yesterday.
you're rooting my rhyme.
I'm sorry.
None of it rhymed.
See?
I brought out the Cholula and didn't even get to use her.
Oh.
Next thing I know, I was walking to the grocery store getting something to eat. And then it gave me a stomach ache. And then I wasn't too happy. I'm not even done with this rhyme. I just started it.
Dear God.
99 times. You guys all messed up. You should have let me so I could.
Wait, no. No.
Boom.
We're
Mic
not
drop.
putting that. No. Dirty man.
Wait, it's a rap battle. What do you want me to talk about? Roses?
Yes.
I don't think so. This rap battle isn't about roses. It's about life, and life's real, okay?
And macaroni and cheese, apparently.
And macaroni and cheese is real. And we bought the organic kind, and she made it with water, which really impressed me because I thought, man, this is a dime.
Babe.
It's a rap battle,
Can't
Ken.
call me by the B word.
I know, but it's a rap battle.
No. This is getting all kinds of dirty. I've seen a different side of Joe that I've never seen before.
Hilarious.
All
That's
right.
pretty good.
I mean, like,
Pretty good
his
again.
flow is a lot better than I had anticipated, actually.
His flow was better. His rhyming was unbelievably inconsistent. But his flow was superb.
The only part that rhymed was the Cholula part. Cholula, I never gotta use her.
You like that,
I was
right?
impressed by that.
I also
was
found
impressed.
there was like a couple of opportunities in there where there was an easy rhyme and he took
just-
the left road.
Skirt.
Yeah, he just
Skirt off.
didn't go there. And do you bring up grocery store a lot?
I actually
Has that become a trademark or is that like
no,
accidental?
that actually was organic, just like the mac and cheese.
All right, because grocery store seems to come up a lot with Joe, and I'm like, is that a
It's
trademark
true.
thing or
Yeah, I mean, grocery store Joe, that's how he got his,
Right.
the man, the myth, the legend.
Good lad.
Gosh, now I
Kendall.
have to-
All right.
I mean, I don't have a hood to put up. I really need it. Let's see.
Joe, do you want to give her a beat?
Boom, pooch, boom, 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 ch, boom, pooch, boom, 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 ch,
Joe
boom,
leaves
ch,
napkins all
boom,
over the
boom, ch,
house. You
boom,
think he'd
ch,
be,
boom, 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 ch, boom.
no. Darn it. I'm usually very, I need like a better beat.
Remix.
Okay, wait, no, this is actually really going down right now. We're not messing around.
Ooh.
Okay, I need a beat though.
Bum, ch, bum, ch, bum, 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 ch, bum, ch.
Joe thinks he's really cool because he's wearing a hood,
Bum, bum, ch, bum, ch,
but he's not.
bum, ch,
His rhyming ain't
bum,
good.
ch, bum, 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 ch,
It's kind of like more like a
bum,
jazzy.
ch, bum, ch,
Joe
bum,
leaves napkins all over the
bum,
house. You think he'd
bum,
leave a mess of a
bum,
mouse, but he's not
bum,
because he's
bum, bum,
not
ch,
very hot in his
bum,
rhymes. Having a good time, trying to
bum, bum,
be
ch, bum,
trying to be a rapper,
bum, ch,
but keeps on taking
bum,
naps
ch,
all over the
bum,
house. Dang it!
bum, ch. I'm very disappointed.
I'm disappointed
because
too.
last night Kendall dropped a beat so many fucking times, but
I did.
now she is falling apart. I feel so bad. What happened? Maybe she's a Pop-Tart.
I mean, hey, that's pretty good.
He rhymed once. He did
Thank
say
you.
Pop-Tart.
Thank you.
Guys, I would suggest that a bit more rapping goes on in the house.
You know what? It does. How about let's see. Okay.
Well, she's actually, honestly, she's
I'm actually normally a
very
really good rapper.
She's very good.
But it's hard to make a rap about a pet peeve.
Oh, well, it's really not, Ken. Because
It is.
it's just like a suggestion. You don't have to marry it.
I
Just,
think-
just use it a little bit.
That's true. I think if you mildly reference the pet peeve,
That's it. I
probably
mean,
get away
use
with
that
it.
imagination, sweetheart.
Yeah.
Let's see.
And at the moment, it's like
At the moment,
bitter
it's dropping
oranges and
short.
sour apples.
It's
Nobody kind of likes either. Like,
I know.
Nothing
I mean,
wins.
I went in there as a rapper. Yeah, I swore, and that's not me, but I turned myself into a rapper for the moment. If
I feel like you really truly embodied the rap vibe.
Thank you.
I do.
Yeah, the hood was up.
You dropped down hot beats.
Yeah, Joe, I'ma beat ya. See what I did there?
Oh.
Ooh, that was
That's
good.
what the hood up, but the hood down is Joe. I'm Kendall, take it away.
That's that Irish swag right there.
All right. Amabile, I don't know if your raps are good to me because your rhymes are awful. Just like Marvel. Oh, I really actually like Marvel because I'm a superwoman and you're super nothing.
Oh my god.
This is bad. This is really
Embarrassed.
bad. Guys, I'm embarrassed because I actually really thought I was gonna rock the rap.
Hashtag embarrassing.
What I would say, that is really difficult. To be put on the spot like that is hard. Like
Absolutely. Now you can actually
was
see
doing
how
so
people
good
feel.
last night.
That's actually the rap battle thing is very difficult.
that
like
is hard.
I'm used to this stuff, so I could do it.
Joe Schmo gotta go because his rhymes are slow. Did you know that he likes to eat Eggo waffles? I'm still trying to redeem myself. It's just not happening. It's not
All
happening.
right.
Let's move on.
Yeah. Section 4. Let's get in depth with the both of you.
Ooh.
So in
Right.
front of you, we have flashcards with questions on them.
Awesome.
We'd
Bring
love
it
you to
on.
go through those. So both of you are going to alternate asking each other a question, which you both will take turns in answering.
All right.
So
Cool.
Pretty self-explanatory.
Joe's got the first one, huh?
What were the first 3 things you remember wanting to be when you grew up?
Ooh.
Would you like me to repeat the question?
I never know if he's serious or if he's like
Joe's never
joking.
serious. The first 3 things. I wanted to be an investigative reporter because I loved telling other people's stories, and I went to work in documentaries. I also wanted to be a marine biologist because I thought it'd be really cool to find new species of animals in the ocean and name them. I was really into naming ocean animals. And the third thing was I wanted to be I was really wanted to be like a scientist. And all this stuff cannot be backed up with like me liking the subject of schooling because I never really liked like chemistry or math. I failed miserably at those. So that's the reason why I never became a marine biologist or a scientist.
That doesn't shock me about you, actually. I mean, when we went to Spain, like, 3 or 4 years ago now, I did so many things I've never done before. You're just, like, such a curious human being.
I also got stung by a jellyfish.
You did, that's right. Yeah, that was terrible.
Yeah, but yeah, those are the first 3 things.
All right.
How about you, Joe?
What did I want to be when I grew up? Okay, I wanted to be a stockbroker. That's something I actually really wanted to be, and I became. I also wanted to be famous, so that happened.
Oh, gosh.
Box tick.
No, I would say I wanted to be a stockbroker. I wanted to be. I think I did want to be an actor. I think as a kid, you watch movies and you're like, oh, that would be so amazing to be like this movie star. And I wanted to be a football player.
Ooh.
Yeah, I was really into football. Like, I think around like 5th grade. Like 5th grade through 8th grade, I carried a football around like everywhere I went.
That's good to practice.
Did you
Practice
play
makes
for your
perfect.
college or your school? Or
I played halfway through high school and then I gave it up. Because I was like, at that point, I was like, I'm never going to.
It's so
Takes
hard on
to
your
the next
body,
level.
too, football. I feel like it's just like such an impactful sport.
Yeah.
You saved your back, probably.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right.
Right,
Go
let's see.
again.
Ooh. What love language are you? So between these, it's personal time, gifts, acts of service, words of affirmation, physical touch.
I would say, honestly, I would probably say, can you repeat those one more time?
So what love language are you? Personal time, gifts, acts of service, words of affirmation, physical touch.
I would say I'm every one of them except for gifts.
What?
I would say I'm every one of them except for gifts.
No, like what love language do you want people to give you?
Yes, all of them.
You want all of them?
All of them except for gifts.
You're
I
not
got
a good
you,
gift
babe.
receiver.
I'm not like anything I want. I typically just try to get it myself.
Yeah.
And I'm just I'm a bad gift receiver.
Yeah, me too. I get awkward.
Yeah, I'm like, oh wow,
Yeah.
thanks.
I know. I
Yeah.
don't know how to react to like.
No, me neither.
Because,
Joe's
like,
really difficult to get gifts for, I will say.
Yeah.
Because everything he wants, he already has.
Yeah.
So I have to make something like handmade, like pottery or something like that.
I'm sure he's delighted when he receives handmade pottery.
Pottery.
You can hold your, important things in the bowl that I made you.
Okay.
I would say my love language is physical touch and acts of service. So I definitely feel like I'm a very physical person. I like cuddling and holding hands. And acts of service, I mean, if I can't do something, the partner is supposed to be the other half in terms of if I can't open a jar, which does happen at times, Joe will help me, or I'll help him open a jar if he can't open it. So, it's kind of like doing favors for each other. It's nice to do.
Team effort, isn't
Yep.
it?
Yeah.
I'll pull another one.
Yes. Let's do it. Okay. If you had to eat one thing for a whole year, what would it be? I like this question.
Oh, one thing for a whole year, I would say definitely if it's sushi, if it's like a specific genre of food, but if it would be maybe like salmon sushi.
Salmon sushi. Well, it doesn't say.
Well, that would
okay,
kill-
so
that
if you
would
could
kill you
only
as
eat
well, wouldn't
one
it?
thing.
Mercury
have-
poison? No?
Well,
I mean,
salmon
yeah.
actually has the least amount of mercury
Really?
than any of the other fish because
didn't
it's
know that.
fresh water
Well-
for most parts of the time.
I mean, if you're gonna go off of health reasons, I'm gonna choose something like, farm raised grilled chicken.
Oh.
But if I'm gonna choose something, what would I like? It didn't affect me. If this was like magical, and
What you would love to eat, and you don't see the results of it.
Yes, perfect. I love that. And that's more fun. So I'm gonna answer it like that, and I'm gonna say
Pizza.
An pizza, thin, extra crispy, well done.
Joe's very opinionated about his pizza, by the way.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know how you haven't done an advertisement for Domino's or something. Or,
I hate Domino's.
He hates Domino's.
or what's the
yeah.
other one? John's, not John's.
Oh God! Don't insult me. Don't insult me, Damian. No, I like
Papa John's, that's the one.
New York style pizza.
Lucali's.
There's Lucali's. Lucali's in Carroll Gardens is probably my favorite pizza. And in LA, my favorite's probably Delancey. Oh, no, Jelena in Venice. Jelena in Venice.
We can have a whole
is
podcast about pizza.
outstanding.
So, yeah. I never even heard of it.
Oh, delicious. If I lived right in Venice, I'd be there every day.
Well, you might have to if you have to eat pizza every day for the rest of your life, Joe.
True. And then I can work out in the ocean,
There you go.
That's true.
swim it off.
Perfect.
All right, Kendall, one more there. Go for it.
How do you feel about me?
Do you want me to leave the room here?
No, I got this. How do I feel about Kendall Long? I feel like for the first time in my life, I met the person that I'm actually destined to be with.
Oh.
She makes me very happy, and she actually builds me up and makes me a better person, a person that I've always wanted to be.
Aw.
So I love you, baby.
I love you too. How do I feel about Joe? Yeah, I absolutely love Joe. I feel like the one thing that I love the most about him is that it's just easy. It's so easy. And you don't realize how much you appreciate an easy relationship and a fun relationship until you're in one. I think I've been in a lot of different relationships where you struggle and you fight for it. But Joe's the first person I've actually been in a relationship with where we'd have arguments like every relationship does, but it's easy to move past that because, I care about him so much and I want his happiness above anything. So, it's just been an amazing ride and I love you so much.
Talk about how funny I am real quick.
Joe is so hilarious.
Thank you. Thank you.
Can't forget that. Can't
Pretty
forget how
funny,
funny he
actually. I mean,
is.
I've learned in the last hour you're way funnier than I ever thought you were.
Oh, yeah. Give him a chance to
pretty
shine.
good.
I turn it on once the cameras start rolling.
Oh, yeah.
That's good. All right. Well, that made me tear up a little bit. Wow.
Aw.
You guys are in real love. All right, section for this is our wrap up section. So Kendall and Joe, we all know that you guys are. I mean, you're obviously down to date because
This is true.
You've been doing it for a
Been
solid
down to date for a year.
15, a year. Is it a year now? It is a year now.
It is. I think it's a little over a year. Well, since we've officially been together, I think it's since September.
Yeah. Oh, because you went through that period where it was airing.
Yeah.
And how did you handle that?
We had to be incognito when the show was airing.
Was that hard to do?
It was because we also were watching the show at the same time, and he was in Chicago, I was in Los Angeles, so we couldn't watch it together. And it was difficult because,
We also weren't really dating. We still were trying to figure it out.
Figuring out as it was airing, basically.
Yeah.
I was going back and forth to LA. She came to Chicago, and we were kind of like, okay, will this actually work? Because I think we're both realists, and we're like, this is still,
Of course.
very difficult.
Yeah,
This would be
long distance. I've never done it before.
Yeah.
And the best thing that happened was Joe moving to Los Angeles for doing Dancing with the Stars because it was like 3 months where we actually really got to give it a solid try and became extremely close in that time.
yeah.
We practically lived together.
Ever since we met, we've lived together, except for those 2 months that the show aired.
Yeah. Wow. That's great. So for those, so people out there are still looking for their someone special, obviously, and we're gonna break down what it takes to sort of have a successful relationship, and that it, eventually may lead to, I don't know, marriage. Who knows?
This is true.
Yeah. So what advice would you have for people out there dating? Just, in general, what have you sort of learned in the last year?
I would say be open and be honest with yourself And when you could start doing that, then, you know, a lot can happen. A lot of growth can happen.
Mm-hmm.
And you learn a lot about yourself. I was very closed off at the beginning of our relationship because I'm a bad motherfucker from Chicago. But
Wow.
This all has to be kept in. Has to be.
It did take a while to break Joe down, I would say. But once we did, we became so much closer after that. I would say the one thing that I've learned is that when one argues, and it's easy, or it's natural to get in arguments when you're with someone that you really love because you care and you want to fight for something you really care about. And for me, I think it's very helpful to take a step back and to really observe like what's really important during arguments, and to realize that you're not trying to win, you're trying to preserve your relationship and make it better. So during our relationship, I feel like I've definitely had to keep that in mind. And so all of our fights allow us to grow and get better because of them as opposed to break each other down.
Yeah.
and laugh together.
Oh, yeah.
Laughter
That's key.
is the medicine for
Oh, it is, man.
a lot.
Yeah. I have to say.
Not everything, but a lot.
Not
Well,
everything.
yeah.
Most things. Yeah.
Not herpes.
Oh,
Well, that's
babe.
they'll still do. So it's kind of a double-edged question. I mean, have either of you would you say that you've been in love before, and like how is this relationship different than a previous potential experience?
Well, Kendall's honestly my first long-term girlfriend.
Mm-hmm.
I would say like around like high school, I might have been like in love, like high school love. I don't know if that counts.
Not like
I think
real life love.
Well, I think love's love. So I would say yes, but this is the first time where I actually could see a future in it.
Yeah. I would say the same thing. I would say that with Joe, I want to do things every day that make it so we're focusing on the future of things, like a long-term future, because I feel like in relationships I was in before, I had a level of love, but I never really saw it as forever.
Yeah.
And I had habits from those old relationships of blocking off our relationship. And I had to learn, like, no, this isn't something where you can't be afraid of marriage. You can't be afraid of like long-term. Joe helped me like really break that down and to be comfortable with talking about future things that seem taboo when you're, dating when you're younger.
Well, do you think that's the difference between like infatuation and actual love? Like infatuation is like, as you were saying, like being in high school and like you love someone, but it's really like, oh wow, I'm really infatuated with this person. But like you don't think about real life and like what it's gonna look like until you sort of find that. When you find real love is when you actually are like, wait, what will this look like 5 years from now? How is this gonna play out?
Joe's the first person I can actually 100% see marrying, and that is a scary thing. Completely,
Same.
it's a new mindset you almost have to get used to.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah.
And there's a few friends that you have waiting for a fun wedding. So like maybe if we
Right?
could get this going, it'd be great.
Yeah.
So I mean, what have you learned in your relationship? What have you learned in this entire experience?
I learned that Joe is a sick rapper.
Yeah, I've learned that today as well.
From the podcast or in our relationship in general?
I would say, you're saying question?
The question, I would
question.
say probably in your relationship. Like, well, what have you learned? Like, what's
I learned that
something you didn't know a year ago, and you're like, wow, this is so strong in our relationship now, and I didn't really know.
okay, I would say it's what I've learned what I have learned is it's okay to be vulnerable.
Good answer.
Yeah, definitely. I think that was something that is extremely important in our relationship, is to have vulnerability with each other.
Yeah.
Something that I've learned is to not be afraid to not have control. And I think I always am afraid that if I don't have control over it and I don't protect myself in a way, then I can get embarrassed or heartbroken. And I've had to learn to just let go of that completely.
I would say there's a lot of people listening that could really relate to both of those things. Because I mean, me sitting here, I can relate to both of those, being vulnerable and the control aspect. Both terrifying things to like try and allow yourself to be and to let go of. They really are, because it's unbelievable how they really empower you for like 24, 25 years of your life until you meet someone then you're like, all right, now I like have to like let a bit of control go here because this other person is a human that I'm gonna love and be with for X amount of time, the rest of my life, hopefully. So it's scary stuff.
It is.
But that's
Scary
good.
stuff.
So before we close out, a quick question: what are you doing now, Joe?
I have a clothing line called Frown Clothing, and we've partnered with.
Dude, I noticed that. I like this a lot.
The word frown upside down.
That's
you can check us
great.
out at Frown Clothing on Instagram and frownclothing.com. We partnered with the charity Smile Train. They fix cleft lips in over 100 countries. It's a sustainable charity. They're not a mission-based charity, so they're actually fixing from the ground up. And once they leave the area they're in, it's a better place.
It's amazing.
And surgeries could cost as low as $250 to
Wow.
fix.
Yeah.
And cleft isn't just about appearance. You know, it's speaking, it's eating food. So, you know, a little can go a long way.
Great. Yeah, I love that. What about you?
Well, I started a podcast.
Yes,
so,
I can see that. It's pretty
doing
awesome,
that.
by the way.
Yeah,
great.
I mean, it's been awesome to like see like different people matching on the podcast, and now I know how it feels to be on the other end.
Yeah.
It's so intimidating. You'd never know. Like when you're put on the spot in certain instances, you think you naturally have it down, you're naturally good, and then
Yes.
I found myself tongue-tied.
You're
Joe
really,
is as smooth as cotton candy.
yeah, you're really upset about the rapping, aren't you?
I am
can
upset
tell.
about the rapping. I'm not going to forget about
You
the
should be
rapping.
upset about
Still
that.
lingering in there.
I'll have you know that I did amazing last night when we were rapping. I should have just written those down and just kind of like rapped them out verse by verse.
Yeah. This is on record. Last night wasn't on record. Isn't
That's
that
true.
right, Joe?
I also had a couple drinks in me,
straight.
so you know.
It's true. Well, guys, thanks for having me. This has been an absolute pleasure. I've loved hosting this. You're great friends. I wish you the best of luck. And I'm always listening to the podcast. It's great.
Whoop,
So I
whoop.
love it. I had a buddy on it a couple of weeks ago, Alec. He's awesome. I love him.
Alex,
So
awesome, yeah.
thanks for having me.
Yeah,
got
of
it.
course. Well, thank you for being the host for the day.
Anytime.
All right, so wow, I have never been on the other side of this table, and I have to say it's so crazy to be the person that's being interviewed and to be asked all the questions. Special thanks to Damian McGinty for being such an amazing host.
Thank you for having me.
You can check him out on Spotify, also on Apple Music. He just released a new album, Young Forever.
I did. So hope you enjoy that. Yeah.
So please make sure to check that out. Also, if you guys like this podcast, we have plenty of other episodes you can watch. Make sure you rate, subscribe, follow us. We also have an Instagram called Down to Date Podcast, so make sure you guys check that out. And we'll see you guys next week, and we'll see if our contestants are down to date.